Disney, the Princess and the Frog. As a young girl, Tiana lived in a cozy little house in New Orleans. She and her father loved to cook together. They made the best gumbo in the city. It was their dream to one day open a family restaurant. So one night, Tiana made a wish on the evening star that their dream would come true. As Tiana grew up, she never stopped wishing for her own restaurant. But she knew wishing wasn't always enough. She worked hard to make her dream a reality, but that left no time for fun or for love. One day, Tiana's friend Charlotte asked Tiana to bake her famous beignets. Charlotte was throwing a masquerade ball for a prince named Naveen. With the money from the beignets, Tiana would be one step closer to buying her own restaurant. Dressed in a princess costume for the ball, Tiana made one more wish on the evening star, still hoping it could make her dream come true. When she was done, a frog spoke to her. It was Prince Naveen. A magic spell had turned him into a frog. Only a kiss from a princess could break the spell, and Naveen thought Tiana was a real princess. Tiana didn't want to kiss a frog. Then Prince Naveen offered to help her open a restaurant, so she closed her eyes and kissed him. But he didn't turn back into a prince. Instead, she turned into a frog. Frantic, Tiana and Naveen left the party and ended up in a bayou. They met an alligator named Louis who liked to play the trumpet. He knew exactly who could turn them human again. Mama Odie. As Tiana and Naveen followed Ray the Firefly to Mama Odie, they taught each other valuable lessons. Tiana showed Naveen how to work hard for what he wanted, and Naveen taught Tiana that having fun was important. Soon they became great friends. That night, the evening star shone bright in the sky. While Louis played a song on his trumpet, Naveen and Tiana danced gracefully together in time with the music. The next day, Tiana and Naveen arrived at Mama Odie's home. She knew all about magic and human nature. You want to be human, but you are blind to what you need, Mama Odie told them. Mama Odie used magic to show Tiana and Naveen that Charlotte was to be the Mardi Gras princess for the day. If Charlotte kissed Naveen before midnight, the spell would be broken. They had to hurry home. But by the time Tiana and Naveen returned to town, it was too late. The clock had struck midnight and they were stuck as frogs forever. But they had each other and love, which was all they really needed. The two frogs returned to the bayou where they were married among friends. Once wed to Prince Naveen, Tiana became a real princess. This time when she kissed Naveen, not only did he become human, she did too. Together, Naveen and Tiana opened the restaurant that Tiana had always dreamed about with her father. Tiana finally had everything she wanted and all that she needed. Disney, Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. Deep in the Arabian desert, Princess Jasmine lived with her father, the Sultan of Agrabah, and her tiger Raja. The Sultan had said Jasmine must marry a prince, and soon. But Jasmine wanted to marry for love, not just to make her father happy. In a nearby village, there lived a young man named Aladdin. His best friend was a monkey he called Abu. Aladdin was poor, but he had big dreams. Someday, he told Abu, we will live in a palace. Jasmine refused to be married, so she disguised herself as a peasant and left home. In the marketplace, she accidentally stole an apple. A guard grabbed Jasmine, but Aladdin stepped in to protect her. Aladdin took Jasmine to his home. As they talked, they discovered they each dreamed of living a life different than their own. I ran away and I'm not going back, said Jasmine. Then the palace guards burst in and seized Aladdin. Jasmine revealed herself as the princess and demanded Aladdin be freed. To her shock, the guards refused. Aladdin was taken away. While locked in the palace dungeon, Aladdin met an old man who helped him escape. The man took Aladdin and Abu to the Cave of Wonders. He wanted Aladdin to retrieve a magic lamp hidden inside. Aladdin and Abu found the lamp and a magic carpet. But as they left, the cave began to rumble and shake and turn into molten lava. At the entrance, the old man wouldn't help them. He was really the Sultan's evil assistant, Jafar. Though stuck in the cave, Abu had tricked Jafar and kept the magic lamp for Aladdin. When Aladdin rubbed it, a genie whirled out of the lamp to rescue them from the cave and to grant Aladdin 3 wishes. Aladdin's first wish was to be a prince. Disguised as a wealthy prince visiting from another kingdom, Aladdin went to see Princess Jasmine once again. That night, Aladdin took Jasmine on a magic carpet ride that they would never forget. Flying over deserts, mountains, and seas, Jasmine and Aladdin discovered a whole new world. The wonder and magic of the night brought them closer together. They were falling in love. "Good night, my handsome prince," whispered Jasmine at the end of their flight. Then Aladdin kissed her. Aladdin was so happy he felt as if he was floating on air. But Jafar had an evil plan. He ordered his guards to throw Aladdin into the sea. Aladdin used his second wish to have the genie rescue him. But then Jafar stole the magic lamp. Now the genie had to serve Jafar, and the wicked sorcerer was holding Jasmine prisoner. As Aladdin sneaked into the palace to save her, Jasmine used her charms to distract Jafar. Aladdin tricked Jafar into using one of his wishes. "I wish to be an all-powerful genie," proclaimed Jafar. He became an evil genie, and Aladdin trapped him inside a magic lamp for all time. The Sultan told Jasmine that she could marry whomever she chose. Princess Jasmine chose to marry her one true love, Aladdin. Aladdin used his final wish to free the genie forever. In a flash, the genie dressed to travel the world. Disney Princess Tangled. Long ago, a king and queen had a baby daughter named Rapunzel. What her devoted parents didn't know was that Rapunzel's golden hair contained magical healing powers. A selfish old woman named Mother Gothel knew of the magic in Rapunzel's hair and wanted it to keep herself young. So she kidnapped the baby and raised her in a tower deep in the woods, never telling her that she was a princess. As Rapunzel's hair grew and grew, She loved gazing out the tower window at the lights that floated in the night sky every year on her birthday. She longed to leave the tower and see them up close, but Mother Gothel refused. Meanwhile, a young thief named Flynn Rider had stolen something special from the king's castle, and the royal guards were after him. Suddenly, he saw the perfect hiding place, a tower. When Flynn Rider climbed into the tower, Rapunzel knocked him out with a frying pan. Then she secretly inspected the satchel he carried. Inside, Rapunzel found a sparkling gold object. It was so familiar. Flynn Rider awoke and found himself tied to a chair with Rapunzel's long golden hair. Rapunzel pointed to her painting of the floating lights. Tomorrow was her 18th birthday. If Flynn took her to see the lights, she would return his satchel. After Flynn agreed to help, Rapunzel used her hair to climb down from the tower. She had never been outside before, but when her feet touched the grass, Rapunzel nearly burst with excitement, exclaiming, "Woohoo!" Rapunzel and Flynn enjoyed their adventure, but they were being chased. Mother Gothel was looking for them. The royal guards were after Flynn, and so were his angry partners in crime. They wanted the crown. Days passed and Rapunzel and Flynn managed to escape their pursuers. One morning, Rapunzel saw a breathtaking sight, a beautiful kingdom with a castle sitting high above. She headed straight to it. In the town, Rapunzel was drawn to a painting of the king, the queen, and their baby, who was known as the Lost Princess. The child had golden hair and green eyes, just like her. Flynn rode Rapunzel out to view the floating lights, which were actually lanterns. Flynn gave Rapunzel her own lantern to send into the night, and she returned the crown. Then the couple gazed into each other's eyes. They were falling in love. Later, Flynn and Rapunzel were separated. Mother Gothel told Rapunzel that Flynn had only wanted the crown. But she realized Mother Gothel was lying. Rapunzel now knew that she was the lost princess. Suddenly, Flynn arrived to rescue Rapunzel, but Mother Gothel hurt him badly. She wanted Rapunzel to stay with her forever. If she did, she would allow Rapunzel to heal Flynn. But before Rapunzel could act, Flynn cut off her hair, which lost its magic. Without the magic, Mother Gothel quickly aged and turned to dust. Rapunzel was now free, but Flynn was dying. "You were my new dream," he whispered. One of Rapunzel's tears fell on Flynn and began to glow, and healed him. Flynn brought Rapunzel back to the castle. The king and queen rushed to embrace their lost princess. That night, the entire kingdom celebrated her return by launching hundreds of lanterns, the lights that had guided her home.